Euro 2016 is fast approaching. The odds are out on the outrights. And here now to discuss the odds on offer and the dates to mark down in our calendars is Lee Phelps, William Hill's Inplay radio host. Now, Euro 2012 was hosted in Poland and won by Spain, with Italy being the runners-up. Spain have won the title 2 competitions in a row, Euro 2008 and Euro 2012. Can they win it 3 times in a row? Spain is currently priced 7, William Hill.
No. I think Spain's time's gone. I think the World Cup showed us that, didn't it? That they kind of went over the hill a little bit, didn't they? You know, losing in that first game. They were just didn't look at. They looked a shadow of the former selves. And I think there are stronger teams around now than Spain. I just think that maybe that type of football that they were so good at, keeping the ball and stopping people. I think the pressurised game that's come into the to European football, especially, and South American football, we've seen it in the Copa America. A pressurised football stops that. It kind of counteracts that ability just to keep it and pass and pass and pass. So I think we'll see a change of the guard this time round.
Yeah. Well, Germany and France are the 2 favourites to win. Germany is priced 4.33 Bet365 and France is 5, also Bet365. And then obviously we've got Spain priced at 7. So would you say it's between Germany and France to win? Yeah,
I think France are only in there because, they're a good side, don't get me wrong, but I think that, because they're hosts, I think they're getting the benefit there, and they obviously, hosts generally do well in competitions. They usually get through to the latter stages, just because obviously, the home fans are there, and there's all that kind of excitement and the build-up and the pressure all adds into them doing well. Some people may argue, and conspiracists may argue, that referees give them slightly better decisions. Not for me to say. But Germany would be my justified favourites, I think. They're a fantastic team. I think they've got a lot to, kind of, not prove, but kind of almost live up to from the World Cup. The World Cup was amazing for them, wasn't it, of course? And they started the European qualifiers, fairly disappointingly, really. They're still not even top of their qualifying group. They're second behind Poland on 13 points now, but they've lost 1 and drawn 1 already in this qualifying group. So maybe they had a little bit of a hangover from the World Cup. Maybe they kind of just were celebrating a bit too much or not taking the qualification seriously. But look, they'll qualify. They'll win that group. I think they're on 1 to 7 to win that group. So I think they'll win the group and go through. So, yeah, Germany would be my favourites. I think they've got everything. They've got quality players, obviously, who can win matches. They've got such a high work ethic, great passing game, great pressing game. They've just got absolutely everything I think. So no reason why they wouldn't do well. The interesting thing, just very quickly, Natalie, for anyone who hasn't been following the European qualifiers, we've got 4 weeks left. The top 2 from each group automatically qualify. Then you have a playoff. So they've got a long way to go here yet. So 4 game weeks left, and then we know who's going to France for definite. Then there's a playoff round. Then we'll know they're at rest. Let me just run through some of the teams who are topping the groups at the moment in a second. I'll run through them really quickly. Portugal, Denmark, Croatia, Italy, Austria, Sweden, Romania, Northern Ireland, England, Switzerland, from Group E, that is, Poland, Germany, in that German group, Slovakia, Spain, Wales, Belgium, Iceland, Czech Republic. There's a few teams in there who you wouldn't really expect to be in there. You didn't hear me say Holland. They're 3rd in their group. Teams, some of the other kind of Eastern European teams aren't doing particularly well either. Russia, they're 3rd in their group as well. So there's some big teams who aren't quite doing as well as you'd expect. One team to look out for are Belgium. Now, everyone's been saying about Belgium that they will come good at some point. The Euros are harder to win than the World Cup, you could argue, because there's a lot better teams concentrated. But Belgium, they've got fantastic players, as we know. Eden Hazard, Premier League Player of the Year. Romelu Lukaku and Benteke, for instance. They've got great defenders as well, fantastic, midfield players. So if they get onto a good run, Belgium would probably be the one that you would look at as an outsider, even if it was just to get to the final. But they could have a really good run. Did well in the World Cup, didn't they? Disappointed in the end against Argentina in the end, but did really well, I thought, in the World Cup. So look out for them as the kind of outside shout at in the Euros. Second best team in the world under the FIFA rankings, but have just lost to Wales. So, maybe not to be trusted totally, but if they get on a good run, they could have a good Euro 2016.
Right, okay. And what date should we mark down in our calendar, Lee?
Well, I suppose the date to look out for is that final round of group games. You know, like I say, we've got 4 left at the minute. These aren't quick, as we well know. So game week 10 is the final round of games, and that falls on the 11th, 12th, 13th of October 2015. So when the summer is over and done with, we'll have those. That's when we'll know for definite. I mean, some of the teams will have qualified by then, obviously. You know, England have won every game so far in their group. It's a pretty easy group. So some teams have already qualified, but that's when we'll know. Teams like Holland, who are third in their group, that's when we'll know. You know, when they're ready to, you know, if they're going to qualify or not. They've still got some tough games to go. I think Holland. They're one of the ones to have a look at now. I think as a bet. You know, as I said, they're third in their group. You know, they're currently on 10 points. They lost to the Czech Republic and they lost to Iceland in their opening games. Now, Iceland topped the group on 15 points. The Czechs are second on 13, and then you've got Holland on 10. They've got to play both those teams yet. I think Holland, who are around the kind of just under the 2-1 mark, just under the 3.0 mark, I think they may well be worth a bet to win that group. They have to beat Iceland, and they have to beat the Czech Republic. And they have to beat them by more than they were beaten in their games. So they've got a bit of work to do. And don't get me wrong, you know, it's not. I'm not saying this is a given. It's still a little bit of a flyer. But then, if they can beat those two teams, because it goes on head-to-heads, if they're level on points and all that sort of stuff, I think, you know, we've got 4 games left. I think they can take maximum 12 points from those games. That would put them on 22. And, you know, Iceland obviously would, in that scenario, would lose to Holland. Czech Republic would lose to Holland. So that's 3 points shaved off their total as well. So the one bet that I like at the minute is Holland to win their group, and that's Group A in the Euro 2016 qualifiers. But as for the winner of the tournament, Germany with a little bit on Belgium as outsiders.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Lee Phelps, thank you for joining us today.
Okay.